just feel like we should start every podcast out with a little ASMR, little diet. Oh, why is that so hard to open today? Diet doozer. Look at my nails. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you can't see them, but I just did them and they're so pretty. I love fall nail. Oh my gosh, it's fall. It's freaking fall. It is fall. September 2nd. If you're listening to this, it is September 3rd, I want to say. It's so cold. It's so refreshing. We have a drink fridge out in our garage. It's like this really old fridge. It's probably like 20 years old or something. And we only put drinks out there. But it just makes me feel bougie and nice because I can put all my diet sodas out there. And it's really good. If you have a drink fridge, then you know. And my mom just got my kids all these different flavored of chocolate milks, and I'm getting clear proteins in there. I just like really feel like I have my life together when our drink fridge is restocked. I don't know why. I just feel like I've made it in life when I have a fully stacked fridge. Other people have like things that they look forward to in life. Mine is my drink fridge. Okay. Also, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you can't enjoy, but I'm showing the camera my mauve nails. I just did these and they're so pretty and it makes me so excited because it's fall. And I love fall. Like, what do you not love about warm fall days and crisp nights and beautifully colored changing leaves and an updated menu at Starbucks and college football and NFL football, Monday night football and wings and sweater weather? Like, can we just not agree to disagree that fall fashion is the best fashion ever? It's flattering for all body types. You can always find something that fits you in the fall, whether it's cute new boots or like an oversized sweater. Like, fall fashion trumps all fashion. You can layer like with cute coats. I'm a coat girly. Sometimes I'm like, I just need to open up a store of coats because I'm so addicted to buying coats. And this year I've been on the hunt for like a really cute barnyard coat is what they're calling them. Barnyard coats, jackets. And I found a really cute one. I should leave you a link, but some of them are very expensive. And this one that I found was like, I think $70 and it's cute. It's cream with a brown corduroy collar. I should have worn it so I could show you, but it's like one of the trends for fall and I'm here for it because I love a jacket, a good jacket in the fall. So I'll leave you a link down below if you're looking for a barnyard jacket as well. And if you found a cute one, send me the link because I want to know. We're a couple weeks behind on this podcast, but I don't even give an F. I'm grateful for the ones of you who just understand my life, that I'm a mom of 5 and this is what happens. But there's always this thing in my stomach and in my gut that's like, do the podcast. You need to connect with the people. And it keeps me going because I will get a couple messages from some of you that are like, where's the podcast? Oh, I just kicked my camera. And it makes me motivated to keep going. So when you cheer me on, I appreciate you. So please keep cheering me on. And I'm grateful for you. Wherever you're listening to this at or watching this, I am so appreciative of you for still believing in me, even when it's hard to believe in myself, because there's so much going on and I love it. I really love it. But we want to talk about something. I am a go-getter. I'm the kind of person who feels like I want to be doing something all the time. Well, it's not even that I want to. It's just like there's this inner voice that's like, get up, do this, shampoo the carpet, change the laundry, go organize this room, go clean that, go make this story, go create this content. Like I always have this voice inside of me that's telling me to go, do. And on Sunday, I started my period, TMI, and it was a bad one. Isn't it like every other month they're different because it's in every other ovary it switches? This was the bad ovary month. I was not well. I was so tired. I literally felt like someone took a straw and shoved it into my face and they were like sucking the life out of my face. Can any of you relate to that? Like my eyes just felt drained. My head just felt heavy. Like my energy was just being pulled from my body. And so I was like, I am not getting out of this bed. I don't even care. My kids can fend for themselves. Like I'll get them the bare minimum. That's what I did on Sunday, the very bare minimum. I took a bath, but I put my sweats back on. I watched The Life with the Walter Boys, which, hello, if you haven't started watching that on Netflix, it's so cute. Season 1, so cute. And then they just came back out with season 2. They just released season 2. Everyone's going off about the summer I turned pretty, whatever. I'll watch it. I'm not hating on it. But hello, Life with the Walter Boys. It's so cute. It's Hallmarky, very appropriate, just a feel-good show. And I know it's a good show because I started watching it and Jackson was kind of like bumming around with me on Sunday. We were couch rotting. Is that what we're calling it? And he was like, I'm going to take Elliot to the field to hit some baseball with a girl's nap. He's like, but if you want to pause the show and wait till I get back, like I wouldn't be mad. And I was like, oh, so you're watching it and you're liking it. And so I knew it's a good show. So anyways, if you're needing a new good show, that's it. Okay, let's go back to the thought. So I was watching that. I was in my sweats. I was just doing the bare minimum. And I just was like, you know what? Can we normalize that it's okay to just take a day where you don't really do anything? Like, I feel like I know I'm not the only one, but I know there's a lot of us who feel guilty if we do things like that. Like in my brain the whole day, I was fighting this inner feeling of like, well, you should be doing that. And now you're going to be behind on this. And I can't believe you're just doing nothing. And like, just this constant feeling of like, you should get up, you should get up. And I was like, you know what? No, like maybe my body just needs to rest. And maybe we all need to talk about that it's normal just to take a day where you're calling it your pajama day. You're declaring it your pajama day and you're not getting out of your pajamas and you're ordering DoorDash or you're just eating cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever. And it's okay. And you need to have some of those days sometimes, because come Monday, the next day, I felt even more rested and more motivated and I was ready to get going, you know? And Sunday, if I would have faked it, it just would have been fighting this feeling that my body was like, hey, it's okay. You need to rest. So I just like feel like somebody out there needs to hear that. Like sometimes you just need to have a day for yourself where you're like, I'm going to be in my sweats and I'm going to be so lazy and just eat treats or whatever and lay on the couch or in my bed and watch a show, because sometimes we need those days. It's a personal day and I haven't taken one in a long time, and I did. And I'm just here to tell you and remind you that if you haven't done that, that you deserve to do it, and it's so good for you. Okay? Just here to remind you that on that tangent. It's fall. We're in back to school. My kids are back in the swing of things. It's a big day today. Lenny is going back to dance today. Joey, my cutest little toddler, started preschool, and she's also starting cheerleading classes today. Elliot's picking up fall baseball, and he's going to be picking up some games. The games are going to be starting soon. Not picking up. Baseball games are going to be starting soon for the fall. Cooper's in his senior year, which is so freaking crazy. No one can prepare you for that milestone. And my little Maxie girl is just home chilling with me, and it's so fun. She's just going to be home for like 2 or 3 more years, and she's getting all the attention, which I kind of love for her because she's always just in the mix with everyone. But she's my most chill baby. She's just so sweet and happy to be around us. But it's just been fun to have like individual time with her when Joey goes to preschool, because she's only going twice a week for a couple hours. So it's just been fun to have like time with just the 2 littles, and then just with Max. And then my older kids, obviously, like we all hang out when the babies go down. So it's just been fun. It's been good to get back into a routine. I think I really needed that. And then I kind of forgot how much I love and obsess over the fall. Like as soon as we had one kind of colder, chilly day, it rained. I made chili. I lit my leaves candle from Bath and Body Works, and it felt like fall. And Cooper even walked in and he was like, oh, it smells like fall. You're making chili. Like him and I are both fall people. We love it. And it just puts me in the best of moods. So I wanted to have an episode today where we just kind of caught up. I let you guys know where I was at, let you know that I love you. I'm grateful for you. We just kind of have like a fun, lighthearted episode where we get to chat about what's going on, what's trending, what's the newest, what's the latest. And if I sound like the mom from Mean Girls, oh gosh, please don't. I don't have a specific topic for today. We're just kind of shooting the wind. But there's a couple things I want to talk about. One, my girl got engaged. If you're burnt out with the Taylor Swift, I'm not going to linger on this longer. But I'm like, can we all just be in a place mentally where we're just happy for people? And like, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her and for Travis. And I'm talking about them like they're my close friends, and they texted me. They did. And it's so funny to see like the trending memes go around, or how people like have such strong opinions about not liking her and being so like overhearing about the engagement, but yet they're still posting about it and taking time and energy. And I'm just like, I think it's a good mental shift when you can just look at something that maybe isn't directly affecting you or pertains to you and be like, oh, good for them, and then you just move on with your life and you don't waste a lot of time and energy. I just feel like there's something about that attitude that brings in like more peace and happiness for you. Because there's a lot of things that happen out in the world that I don't necessarily follow or I'm a part of, but I'm like, oh, that's good. Good for that. Great. And it just gives you a better tone with your day. But I just wanted to take a moment to say congratulations, Taylor. I think that you are such a baddie in so many ways. And I am proud to have you be one of the women that I've looked up to in pop culture, because whether we like it or not, we're surrounded by pop culture and it influences us. And I'm grateful that you are someone that is positive and that you have influenced me in a way where I feel proud to share that with my daughter and would want her to have you as an example to look up to. And I know a lot of people have opinions, but when you really look at all the people that can influence us every single day, social media, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, like all the platforms, all the apps, like commercials, singers, actresses, models, commercials, like, and you really just like think like, okay, who would actually just be a good influence on the kind of person I want to be? Like, you really would not regret your daughter wanting to be like Taylor Swift. Like, truly, you wouldn't. She stands for a lot of good. I think she's a very like modest, clean version of what a woman should be. And I really respect her. So I just wanted to just leave that little 2 cents here and just give her my praise and gratitude and give her a little bit of love because I am happy for her. And I know that how much she has wanted that. And I remember where I was in a place where I just wanted my happy ending. And I just think that everyone deserves that. So that's that on Taylor. That leads me into the portion of the podcast that's going to be like the majority of the podcast today. And it's kind of been this trend that's been going around on Reels. And I really loved listening to them. But it's like basically 15 things or 10 things that I wish that I could tell my high school self if she were listening. And I have loved listening to everyone's perspective on that and like outtake on that because I'm like, do I have 10 things I would tell myself? So I was like, you know what? Tomorrow on the podcast, we're just going to shoot the shit. We're going to try it. We're going to try and see if I could go back and I could look at my 18-year-old self, what are the first 10 things that would come to mind that I would tell myself? Here we go. Buckle up. I would love for you to also add to this conversation. Like if you could go back and tell your high school self something, just like one thing, put it down in the comments below. What would it be? Or DM it to me on Instagram. Or if you agree with any of the ones I share, I'd love to hear about how right I am because I'm awesome, Glinda, remind me to get back to Glinda. We're going to go back to that. Okay. So first thing I would tell myself is number one, you're not fat. Oh my gosh. If I could just go back and be like, Carly, you are not fat. And if you don't know my personality and you're listening to this and you're like, what is going on here? This woman, what? Carly has been through years of body dysmorphia and I've struggled with overcoming an eating disorder. And so just like my relationship with health and my body image, which I would like to meet a woman who hasn't in some way struggled with that. And if you haven't, like, I'm so happy for you. And that's amazing. I feel like so many women and men, not discount men, but we just struggle with like the way that we look and the way that our bodies are. But anyways, I just remember specifically in high school, like there's the constant thought of like, don't eat that. You shouldn't have eaten that. That's bad. And just giving such morale to like food and choices. And I was like a cheerleader. I was a five, what is it called? 5-star? No, my high school was, what is it called? 5A state champion cheerleader. And we were good. We always took first at state and we worked really hard. Like claiming that title, you can't claim that title without working hard. Like we were in practice for hours a day. So I was working my butt off, like physically, I was in really great shape. And I remember just thinking like sometimes during the day, if I had a cookie or, like you ate like a high school kid, it's not like I was like balancing my meals. I was eating crappy, like Taco Bell or Wendy's, whatever. So it's probably feeling crappy, but I also always remember like the guilt that I would instantly give myself after I ate anything and thinking like, oh, after practice, I'll just go home and I'll run around my neighborhood like a bunch of times so I can burn it all off and get so skinny. And it was like that thought never left my mind and it's been there ever since. And I've had to really battle it. And so I wish I could just go back and hug my high school self and be like, listen to me. Food doesn't have character. It's not good or it's not bad. It's just food. And this is the time of your life where you should eat whatever the freak you want because your metabolism will catch up to you. And that sounds like a problem we can worry about when that happens, And I just took that so seriously. And I wish I could have just had that leave my mind in high school and just stopped caring so much about what I looked like. And that leads me to my next one, which is like, I always felt like I was trying to be the pretty girl. And I still even feel like that now. And I feel like I'm not like the pretty girl, but I can make myself pretty, if that makes sense. Like I know how to get ready and I know how to take care of myself, but I'm not like the girl who like is naturally just so pretty. Like some girls are, you know what I'm saying? Where they wake up and they're just like, wow, you're stunning. Like clear skin and perfect hair and beautiful features. Like I feel like I'm fine. I'm doing fine. I've gotten by okay, but like I get ready and I'm pretty. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole other can of worms. But like I wish that I would have stopped focusing so much on trying to be the pretty girl and just been like the fun, funny girl because everybody likes the funny girl. And I do feel like I have like that part of me that can make anybody laugh. It's mostly because I like to rely on inappropriate humor, but I just feel like there's so much part of like who I actually was inside that I shied away from or that I quieted because I was trying to just fit into like being the pretty girl and trying so hard for that I'm like, I wonder how different I would feel about myself now if I just would have let myself be the funny girl. And that would have been my like trait that I was so proud of. It was just being funny, you know, because I think like when you're in high school, like you feel like it's some kind of sense of accomplishment and a reward if people think you're pretty, which it's true. Like you want to feel that way. You want to feel fit in, you want to feel valued. But I think putting so much emphasis on being and looking and fitting into a certain physical box is just so draining and it's so exhausting and it's so addicting. And it's something that you'll chase for the rest of your life if you just pour in focus on that so much. And so I wish that I could go back and be like, it's okay to be the funny girl. Like focus on just being yourself, which is the funny girl, you know? Also, I think a big lesson for me for not like the third thing I would tell myself is you never know who you're going to run into after high school. And so you should always be kind to everybody no matter what. Like I think a lot of people have this mentality of, well, we're just in high school and it doesn't matter after high school. And I think that there's a lot of truth there, but you'll be surprised at if, you know, who you'll run into 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I've been out of high school 20 freaking years now. Down the road where you're like, oh, your ex-boyfriend is actually in your ward. That's fun for you. They go to your church. Or, oh, wow, this girl that you sat next to in computer class is actually the doctor who's overseeing your case when you have a hernia. Or just like things like that where you just don't realize like how people will evolve and where they'll like end up. And so no matter what, you should just always be kind to everybody because maybe that person in high school that you thought was weird or smelly or whatever, and you put them in some kind of box, 10 years down the road, they may become your very best friend. And they may be the person that you bump into that you guys have so much in common now. But in high school, like you just don't want to look back and be like, gosh, I should have been nicer to them. You know what I'm saying? So if I could give my high school self that advice, I would just remind myself to be kind to everybody no matter what. And I do think, I will say, praise myself, I was never intentionally like mean to somebody unless they were mean to me first. Like I just was not raised that way. So I do feel proud about that. But I think that has been a reminder that there are times where I've bumped into people and I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I never like had an issue with them or treated them poorly because now look how it's come full circle. You know what I'm saying? So also don't think that you're the best or the coolest because you're something in high school because everybody moves on, everybody graduates, and you never know what someone's potential will be after high school, you know? Number 4, it's not that deep. Like it's so fun to have fun in high school and to be a part of clubs and to be recognized and to get good grades or, you know, if that's your focus in high school. But like it is true how everyone moves on. And you know that saying like they peaked in high school? Like it's so true. Like people will peak in high school and they never really go anywhere or like chase much after that. And that's okay too. Like it's fine. But just remember, like if you didn't do your best in high school, or maybe you weren't on the honor roll, or you weren't like the, you know, varsity all-star athlete, or you weren't, you know, in NHS, whatever, like it's okay. It's not that deep. You have so much more life to live and you have so many other places where you can like pull yourself out of from that experience. And you don't have to just feel like high school was everything. And if you didn't accomplish everything that you wanted to, like it's not that deep. You have so much more life to live. Okay, moving on to number 5. You have the power and the capability to figure everything out on your own, especially in this day and age. Like I have chat on my phone pulled up probably every hour, and I'm having so many conversations with chat about like, well, what does this mean? Explain this to me, break this down for me. If I was feeling this way about this, how could I like help my brain to transform my thoughts or be more educated about this? And I just feel like in these days, you can figure everything out. So if you feel like you've hit a wall with like going to college or what you want to do with yourself or how you can be an entrepreneur or make more money, or like what degree you want to have, or like what path you want to take. There is so much information out there for you. And I wish I would have known that. Like, yeah, I didn't have chat back then, but I had the internet. And I just felt like if I came to a dead end, my brain wouldn't think past that. And I wish that I would have challenged myself to work a little bit harder to figure out what I really wanted in life, because I think I was too reliant on my parents to just tell me what to do. And I think that was a relationship I leaned so heavily on that I was just like, oh, they'll figure it out for me, or they'll help me. And if they couldn't and their answer was no, then I kind of just stopped, right? And I look back and I think, gosh, I could have pushed myself so much further if I would have just like taken the time to educate myself and to just have more, like, I don't know, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this. I hope you guys are picking up on what I'm saying. But I just remember like when I went to college, it was just like, I don't know what I want to do. And it was like, my thoughts just stopped there. And I wish I would have like researched and gotten on Google and just tried harder to be like, this is what I'm good at. These are the talents and the traits that I have. What careers would fit me? And doing things like that. Like, yeah, you took those assessment tests in high school, but I don't really feel like, I don't know where my brain was at. When I was like age 17 to like 19, I think my brain was just like turned off and checked out. I don't even know. It's like, what was I thinking? Why didn't I try harder? So if someone is listening to this right now, just know that you are capable of figuring anything out that you want to figure out. You have unlimited resources. And if you run into a wall or someone tells you no, like work past that, work through that, find a way to get what you want because you can do it. Okay. And don't let your brain check out like mine did. When you have dreams and goals, I want you to think, shoot higher and shoot further. And I wish I would have had someone to tell me that, because I had dreams of, I wanted to become a cheerleader or a professional cheerleader, but I wish that I could go back and be like, okay, well, how can I do that for the rest of my life? How can I make this into a career? Or if I'm going to be like a cosmetologist or an esthetician, how can I go further than just that? And I wish that somebody would have been there to like really push me and to like get my entrepreneurial brain on that mindset and be like, okay, well, how can you make money off of that? How can you franchise it? How can you grow bigger? Because I look at what I'm doing now and there's so many things that I'm like, gosh, if I would have been able to tell myself this 5 years ago as a business owner, where I could start on this journey and franchise this or branch this out into my brand, or just acted on that thought that I told myself I should have started that, I should have done that. Oh my gosh, I would be in such a different place. So after you graduate high school and you have a thought in your mind of like, okay, let's say you want to be a nurse. Think about how you can take that position or that job and really optimize it to its fullest capacity. Do you want to be a nurse, or do you want to be a nurse at a med spa where you're a partner and a co-owner? And this is a huge med spa where you're that overseeing nurse and you have a staff underneath you and you're bringing in 10 times what the nurses at the hospital are bringing in because you thought deeper, further, and harder. Yeah, I hope that resonates with some of you. Friendships. I don't even know what number we're on. I'm just going off the top of my brain now. Friendships. It is, I've told my kids this, and it's something that I still have to remind myself, but if you can find one true friend in your life to stick by your side through the thick and thin, who can understand where your friendship will ebb and flow, and who can just be by your side no matter what, even if you've gone a month without talking to them, you can consider yourself lucky. I think sometimes it's really overpopularized to think that like you should have this big group of friends and you're all close and you never fight and you stay in contact with them for your whole life, when like that's just not realistic. And if that has happened to you, like I hope you realize how freaking lucky you are, because it's so hard to have friendships as an adult. Like when you're so busy and you're in the thick of being a mom and trying to also be a wife and nurture that relationship and also nurture your career, it is so hard to, at the end of the day, find time to have time for friendships and to like nurture those. And it's just really refreshing when you have had somebody in your life who gets it and who still want to be your friend and try when they can and you try when you can. But I remember like there were so many heartbreaks that I had in high school with like just girls just like letting me down, where I just felt like I try really hard with my friendships and my relationships. And I feel like I'm the organizer and I'm like the one that gets excited to be like, you guys, let's do this. And I try to invite everyone and put everyone in the group text and get everyone to be friends and like just be really inclusive. And I just remember girls like partnering off, which is fine. But I wish that someone could have told me like, hey, Carly, it's fine if they want to do that. It doesn't mean it's personal for you, but like I just remember being sad about not being invited to a lot of things. And I look at those friendships now, and it really is telling of who those girls are and just kind of the way that they like function. You know, those girls that just hop around from friendship to friendship to friendship to friendship. And it could hurt your feelings, but in a way you're like, well, you know, if that works for them and that like fills their cup, that fills their cup. But I wish that I could have gone back and told myself, like, don't let that hurt your feelings. Like, that is everything to do with who they are and what they're about, that rather than it has anything to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So I just wish I could go back and be like, friendships in high school are really tricky. And the ones that matter, nurture those, pour into those. If they're meant to be, they will last. If they're not, it's fine. You can move on and you can find other friendships down the road. And, you know, try to keep the peace. It's not worth fighting or holding grudges with anybody, but it's okay to let friendships go. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that can feel hard, but that has been the biggest relief for me, is realizing that like I don't need to try to keep friendships with people who aren't aligning with me in my life anymore. And it's not that necessarily like I've done something wrong or they've done something wrong. It's just a life change, and it's okay to let those go. You know, this is going to be the last one because I feel like I've been on a lot of tangents. And this is something that I feel like I still struggle with, but truly, what other people think of you is none of your business. And when you can really understand and learn that controlling the narrative of how other people perceive you and take you on is out of your control and it's none of your business, there might be this part of you that just feels relieved and you can let go. Because I know for me, like, it was so important to me what my teachers thought of me. It was so important to me what my classmates thought of me, what the rumors of me were, what my seminary and church leaders thought of me. That it was like I cared so much more about what other people were thinking about me and how they were perceiving me, that every conversation I left or every relationship that I was in, I was constantly thinking like, did I hurt their feelings? Did I make them feel happy? Did I make them laugh? Did I say something that like they didn't agree with? And I was just so nitpicky to myself and to my own personality of trying to make other people feel like they had a good experience with me, that I feel like there's so much of me that I didn't live my truth because I was just so worried about controlling this narrative of like, they have to like me, they have to perceive me as good, they have to think I'm funny, they have to feel good around me, or I'm a failure, or I haven't done my part. And a part of me now, being older, and it's easier now because I just have full perspective, is like, I maybe it's okay if people don't like you. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but think about it. Like, if you're showing up and you're being your full self and people don't like you for that, I think that that's okay. Because eventually you will find your circle of people who appreciate the things about you that maybe you're afraid to show others who didn't accept that, you know? And how refreshing will that be when you find your people in your circle, when they're like, you know what, I love you for who you are, and I love this quirk about you, and it makes me like want to be your friend because you are that way. Like, that is so refreshing. And as I get older, it is easier to be in that mentality of like, you know what, sometimes it's okay if they don't agree with me, or sometimes it's okay if I stand up for myself and I'm like, I don't agree with that. Or sometimes it's okay to crack a joke that maybe other people don't like, but you think it's funny because you are being you. And that's like the most important thing. And if you can start practicing that and accepting that at a younger age, and just like allowing yourself to be yourself without being so worried and obsessed with what other people are thinking, you're truly going to step into your truth. And like, I feel like we'll start attracting the people and relationships in your life that are meant to be there for the long run. So, whether you agree or not, I still love you. I'm grateful you're here. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Let me know down in the comments if you could go back to your high school self and tell yourself something, a piece of advice. What would it be? And out of all advice I gave you, what do you agree with the most? What do you disagree with the most? I want to know. I want to hear from you. I did say Glinda. We'll talk about that next episode. I'm going to keep that for my notes to bring up. If you are a true listener and you're deeply listening, you'll be like, wait, you said you're going to bring up the Glinda thing. We'll get to it next episode. I promise. We'll start with that. And we might even do a little Q&A with you guys and catch up on my surgery. We talked about that in an episode. I will link it down below. I am moving forward with my surgery. It's happening in 3 weeks, and I am getting a little bit nervous, mostly for the fact that my family is going to have to fend for themselves. And that feels scary for me to feel like I will be letting them down, but that's a whole other episode. We'll talk about that. So lots to catch up on. I hope you guys have a good week. Happy September. It's the best time of the year, and I love you. Thanks for watching.